I can't believe this used to be our back porch. And today it's a fully finished dining room and laundry space. And we still can't believe we pulled this off. Over the past couple of months, we've worked with a contractor to slowly transform this entire space from the ground up. But along the way, we've thrifted home decor, flipped furniture, and taken on a few DIY projects. And not all of them worked out the way we planned. But what it turned into has completely changed our home. So today I'm taking you through the entire transformation from the very beginning all the way to the final reveal. So before this project could really take off, I had a lot of decluttering, cleaning out, relocating, all the things. Like I had a lot of stuff that I had to do. The contractor was getting ready to come by in a couple of days from the day that I was filming this clip here. So I needed to get this cleaned out so he could even see what in the world we wanted him to do. This space got completely out of hand, and I'm really embarrassed that I even showed this on the internet, but it is what it is. So I just took one little corner at a time, cleaned it out. I either donated things, relocated things, gave things away, or just flat out got rid of things. I was able to get rid of a ton of stuff, downsize, and just really put things in some of our other storage buildings where it just made more sense for them. So here the room is all empty, everything except for our large deep freeze, and it was full of food, so we did not move that. He kind of worked around that for a couple of days, and then he ends up moving that out on our patio. But what I'm showing you in this clip is just the raw footage here of before. The windows were horrible. They desperately needed to be changed out. No matter what we decided to do out here, something had to be done with those windows. So our original plan was to just simply put up some paneling, maybe put some paneling up on the ceiling, but really focus on behind the washer and dryer where they were, and putting in a couple new windows, because these were they were really dangerous, so they needed to be changed out. But then things just kind of escalated. You know, you're already investing a certain amount of money in a project. Why not put just a little bit more to it and really get what you want in the end result? So that's what we decided to do. I'm showing you some of these water lines that are over here on this brick wall. I'm not really sure what's going to happen with those when I'm filming this on that day, but I do show you later what he ends up doing with some of those pipes. It is so exciting because I thought I was going to have to deal with those long term like they were. But here we are on day one. This was actually demo day where they had taken everything down and out. There was some rotten wood that he had to replace. He does end up coming back and replacing a lot of the wood. A lot of the new windows here are framed out, as you can see. And I'm going to be moving along pretty fast on this because I do have individual videos on all of this that are a little more in depth. This is just so you can kind of be reminded of the process that we went through. I'm not trying to go through and give you full details on everything, but if you would like to see those videos, I do have a whole playlist on them. But yeah, here we are after framing, and it's looking so good. I love the placement of the windows. I picked the placement of the windows pretty strategically just because of where my kitchen sink is and stuff. So it is getting exciting because here on the outside of my patio, you can clearly see that things are coming together. The new windows are in, the new door is in. We actually have wiring for our electrical. You can see this was about the time that we realized we could get air ducts. He was able to remove those water pipes that I was telling y'all that I hated, and he placed them over here in this wall. Now we have paint on the exterior, and I am ecstatic because when you drive up, it looks so different. Insulation went in shortly after, and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is starting to feel so real to me. I was getting more and more excited every single day. Now we have sheetrock, super exciting because again, this thing just starts to really transform and start to look like a real room at this point. Sheetrock mud was placed on. He actually hired somebody else to come and do that. I think most contractors really don't like doing the sheetrock mud. So he did have somebody come in and do that part, and then after this was done, I was like, wow, here goes the texture on the wall. We just chose the simple orange peel. That's what we had done in the rest of our house. We also had a couple other little projects that we wanted him to work on for us. One of them being that doorway there, building Elizabeth, our daughter who uses a wheelchair. In case you're unfamiliar, we wanted him to build her a new little ramp. And then it starts getting framed out. The window sills started getting framed out, and it just starts really almost like putting the jewelry on at the end when you're getting ready. It just really started looking so pretty to me. So this window here, we actually have him do some things to it as well. I wanted like a pass-through window to be there. I didn't want it to look like a window. I just wanted it to have a pass-through. So I was explaining there things that I was going to have him do to that. And now we have actually completed the remodel part. And I wanted to show y'all a few of the things that we worked on along the way to put in this room. One being this old pantry cabinet that I have had for years and years. And this is the part here in the doorway that I was wanting to show y'all. We had him remove this part here because we were no longer going to need the door that went here. So he puts a little threshold plate or something there, so it makes it easier for Elizabeth as well. And I hate the way that brick stands out against my flooring. There was no way there was no way around that. So I am definitely trying to figure out how to camouflage that. And the best thing that I can come up with is trying to paint this. I am testing out several different little methods here and trying to find the best combination that will blend in really well enough with my floors so that brick there on the floor doesn't just slap you in the face and show you how different it is. I don't know, that was driving me crazy. So I finally decided on a color that I like, so I'm going to go ahead and just finish painting the rest of this brick here. So here's the ramp that the contractor built for us. We absolutely love this. It makes it so much easier for Elizabeth to get through this doorway now. But now we have another problem. I cannot stand this color transition here. This stands out like a sore thumb as well as the brick did. So I'm going to paint it the same color that I did that little strip of brick, just so it all looks cohesive and it looks like it's meant to be together. So I give this like 2 or 3 good thick coats, and I also top it with polyacrylic. The next project that we work on, I showed this in a video the other day in depth, is we worked on a divider wall to go into our newly remodeled room, and this turns out so good. We love it so much. And then I was given this little cabinet for free, and really the only thing that I needed to do with this was give it a good clean and add some new knobs to it. Next up, I tried to figure out curtains for this space. I really didn't need anything dark there in front of those 2 windows. I wanted something kind of sheer, but I was not loving those green sheers that I purchased at Salvation Army years ago. They just was not fitting the style that I wanted in there. So off to Hobby Lobby I went. I found these 3 different types of material so that I could just make some of my own curtains. I use the no-sew tape or the hem adhesive. You just have to use an iron, do some cutting, do some measuring, and really you don't have to sew. It's kind of like a no-sew hem that you can put on things. So I'm trying to make a little spot here for the curtain rod to go through and work on making some curtains for this space. There's the little hole you can see there that I made. Definitely get you some fabric scissors to use. I am wanting to cut off that little white edge there. I didn't want to have to hem that, so I just cut that off. And then there is a spot in the laundry area where I am wanting to put a couple of shelves. So these shelves used to be in our living room. They are extremely heavy old barn wood shelves that my dad made for me, and when I say heavy, these things are so heavy. I wanted to try to sand them down just to see if I could get them to fit the look that I was wanting, but I just could not get these to work and figure out what else to do to them. And plus, because they were so heavy, I abandoned them and went to Lowe's and got me a couple more 3-foot long pieces of wood. Unfortunately, this is the DIY project that did not work out. Where the studs are in the wall, we could not line up with the brackets that needed to go on these shelves. I was so disappointed, and there's no way that we could just hang these up in sheetrock because they would have fell, and what I wanted to use them for was for a lot of my laundry stuff. So we just had to readjust and come up with something different over there. The next thing I started to do was move a lot of these thrifted furniture pieces in and get them in place, just trying to see exactly where I wanted everything. Y'all, I played around with this room and the placement of furniture for a very long time. So I've kind of got things, I think for now, where I want them. I'm happy with them. So I'm going to start slowly decorating and pulling putting this room together. The last little mini DIY project that I wanted to work on to kind of finish the space off was to put a cute little doorknob on the divider wall on the end, so it looks like that one's a little door coming in and out. I saw these here the other day, but they weren't on sale, and since they're on sale today, I decided to come back and look. So this is the one that I decided to go with. All I had to do was drill me a little hole in there and then just put the little nut on the back really, really tight, and I have a little doorknob now. I am going to show you one last little reminder of what this room looked like in the very beginning. I must say that I could not be happier with this space. I am absolutely in love with how this turned out. There's just one little minor thing that we still need to put into place and kind of fix and make sure that it is secure, and it is that divider wall. We still have not attached that to anything, but you can see there the finished look of how I painted those pieces there crossing over from the kitchen to the dining room. I love how that kind of blends in with the floor and does not stand out like a sore thumb. Over this window here, I did have to put some dark insulated curtains because the sun sets over there and it makes it so hot in this room. But these DIY curtains here, I really did not need anything heavy or big here. I just kind of wanted something here just to frame out the windows. A lot of the decor pieces y'all have saw. I've got independent videos, or individual videos I should say, on us decorating a lot of these spaces. The ceiling in this room was raised up. It was only like a 6.5 foot, no, about a 7 foot tall ceiling. I think now they are 8 or 9 foot tall ceilings. And having those ceilings raised made a huge difference in this room. I was able to bring my estate sale find antique farmhouse table in here. Most everything that you see in this room, including the shutters that I used to build the divider wall, it is all thrifted. There are a few retail pieces. I'll point those out to y'all as I kind of come across them, but most everything that you see in this remodel is thrifted. So here is the actual laundry room area. I don't think that I have shared that with y'all yet, but this is what it looks like in here. Of course, we did do this little decorate with me on the freezer. The only thing I changed out here was I put the blue flowers in the basket instead of some tan ones that I had. But because I couldn't do my 2 shelves over here on the side, I had to put some of my laundry stuff here on the dryer, and it works out, so I'm not that upset about it. I did make these little curtains here to go in the window in the laundry room area because the sun rises on this side and it will beam in there in the mornings. So here's the area where I wanted to put those 2 DIY shelves, but it just was not going to work out because we needed the studs to line up and they just weren't. But I was able to get a little bit of my laundry stuff and some of these thrifted pieces, and I still love it. So a subscriber commented about this copper piece that I got at the Goodwill bins here several weeks ago and said that I should use it in my laundry room for dryer sheets. And that is exactly what I'm doing. I'm pointing out that I want to hang some brooms and different things that you're going to see here in a minute on the other side of that. I just have not done that yet. Here's a couple of the little tables and different things like that that I am using over here beside the washing machine just to kind of help me out. There's a couple of those brooms and things that I am wanting to hang on the side of that black cabinet. And then, like I said, I've just got a couple things down here that helps me with, laundry and different things like that. I have that little white pail in case I need to soak something. I thrifted that little brass trash can and I use that for lint. And then my much loved cedar mop bucket just slides underneath this little white typewriter table. I pulled that from my office area. The rug I purchased at Ross recently. I think it was like $16.99. So yeah, that is what the laundry room area looks like. I've got it decorated, but I've also got things in there that I actually need and use. And some of the stuff closer to the washing machine end is hidden by this DIY door. So then this spot here, I did kind of redo some things things here. You'll notice I have a lamp on here that is different. If you watched the previous video of this, I bought another one of the lamps to match on the other side of the room at Hobby Lobby the other day. And then I moved my beloved white dish collection and put it down here. I love this so much more because this false craft dish collection pops so well in this wood cabinet. It looks so good. I got that whole dish set at Salvation Army one year. What I'm showing you here is the hole where the pipes used to come out. So our contractor took and put a piece of brick in there and some mortar, and you can't even tell that it's there. He did an amazing job with that. Like, we were so shocked when he showed us what he did. You would have to know that that's there to even really see it anymore. Like I said, he did an amazing job. Here's just some more of the decor pieces that I'm showing you. We did do a whole decorate with me video on this section here if you want to see that. Here is the area where they took the window out. They added some mortar here at the bottom just so that there wasn't going to be a big gap. And I love this pass-through window. We have used this many times while we're sitting here eating, and it has turned out so beautiful. One of my favorite things to do is stand at my kitchen sink and just look out at the area, and I am just in awe at what was able to be done out here. I have some tiny little TV trays back there in the corner that I thrifted, so we can pull those out if we need them. And again, here's this area again. I guess I'm just so proud of it that I'm just showing y'all again and again. But this video is about to be finished. I am just so excited to bring y'all along on the journey with me of having this remodel done. Thank y'all so much for being so supportive of everything that we do over here. Y'all are some of the most amazing, nicest, and sweetest people, and you have the best ideas, and I have used a lot of them in this space. Here's my favorite view. This is so beautiful, and this was the main reason I lined the windows up like I did. As you can see here, I am standing at my kitchen sink looking at my newly remodeled dining room and laundry room area. I thank Jesus every day that I had the opportunity to have this done. Again, thank y'all so much for coming along on the remodel journey with me. I feel like y'all have just been with us every step of the way. Be sure and let us know down in the comment section, what was your favorite part? Would you do anything different? It's not going to hurt my feelings. I love your opinions. We hope y'all have a wonderful evening. We love y'all, and I'll see you back here next week with a brand new video.